Hello my friends, welcome to the new Magister Claus video about invoking spirits. I have been promoting this video for a few days, so maybe few of you already know what this is going to be about. To be honest, I am doing these videos about spirits for quite some time, and although I focus mostly on the spirits of Goetia or spirits from Grimoire, Verum, or specific deities that are invoked quite often, I have now changed the curse a little bit, mostly due to interesting fact that during my operations I realized that many spirits, of course, are closely connected with the energies and with the spheres of the planets or the planetary magic. It is true that when I was working or invoking spirits during specific planetary hours, I always felt that the connection with the spirit is somehow like going through specific filter, or even that the spirits are strongly connected with this energy of the spirits. The same energy that I feel from some spirit is very similar also to the energies of the planets. I have got also a lot of questions from you whether I know something or whether I have been working with so-called Olympic spirits. And we are going to speak about Olympic spirits today. What do they represent? What they are? So I was trying to invoke these spirits. Some of you may like rightfully assume that Olympic spirits are closely related to the Olympian pantheon, so they might be like Greek and Roman gods, and yes, but they mean also something more. They might represent the powers of so-called celestial intelligences, celestial bodies, planets that of our solar system. This is quite a deep topic. Even if we go like very to the early times of our Western civilization, we know that ancient Sumerians were already venerating and even worshipping so-called wandering stars, and there were 7 of them, and they represented practically the celestial bodies, planets that those Sumerians at that time could find out on the sky, plus moon and sun. So we are speaking about 7, they call them wandering stars, we now call them planets. They were speaking about sun, they were speaking about Mercury, Venus, moon, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Each star was very significant in their magical workings. They called them, of course, differently. The names also later on in the Babylonian culture, they were not called like we call them now, because the names of the planet come mostly from the Roman transcriptions. But for example, sun, called in Latin Sol, in Greek was Helios. So we know that these are also the divinities. But in Babylonian, the sun was called Shamash. And there were other Babylonian entities like Nabu, Ishtar. So Ishtar was Venus, Ishtar, Astaret, Ashtaroth. You see, I made a video about them later on. Moon was called Sin, Mars was called Nergal, Jupiter was called Marduk, and Saturn was called Ninib. And these gods, they believed practically that these wandering stars, that although these are spirits or entities or gods, they have also their own manifestation in the planetary realm or in the realm of reality that they are representing by the planet. This continued also later on in the Greek cultures. In Greek, these planets are called Helios, Mercury is Hermes, Venus is Aphrodite, Moon is Selene, Mars is Ares, Jupiter is Zeus, and Saturn is Kronos, the father of Zeus, the father of time, or time as well. And later on, Roman names are practically as the name of as we know right now. Only moon is called Luna, for example, but others are these gods. These old cultures were trying to invoke or divine these positions of the planets. Practically, this astrology comes from them. And in Greek and in Roman, they are called Olympic spirits, Olympic gods. And I try to invoke these because when you are trying to also invoke later spirits from Ars Goetia or Grimoirum Verum or other grimoires, you will always find the information that, for example, they are connected with specific planet, with specific energetic realm, the specific position. We try to invoke spirits also during these hours, and because their I would say energy or current is very close to the power of that planet. But I wanted to go a little bit deeper. I was thinking, like, why not to invoke the planet? Why not to go into this? Why not to invoke this so-called Babylonian wandering star? Or why not to invoke this specific astral body? And I was looking more into it, of course. And in medieval time, there, as with many grimoires, there are grimoires that are focusing specifically on the magic or on the planetary magic. So there are several schools of them. Once, before I go into the medieval time, if you want to go work with these ancient documents from the planetary magic, again, I would like to recommend to you the Greek magical papyri. These are the ancient sources of the Greeks. You will find a lot of information there. But later on, in the medieval time, there is a very famous grimoire called Arbatel Magia Veterum. It means, it's in Latin, and it means Arbatel on the magic of the ancients. The name Arbatel comes probably from the Arabic term of divination. So divination and the magic of the ancients. By the ancients, we understand these old stars, not stars, old planets, but they were called stars by Babylonians. This grimoire is practically from the Renaissance time. It's very ceremonial. It was published first time in 1575 in Switzerland, and the grimoire is practically, I think, not so long. It's like 30-40 pages of workings and invocations of these celestial spirits and intelligences. We know that later on this old grimoire was in more modern times like translated and reworked by A.E. Waite, and this is practically something that we know until current time. Also, that Mr. Peterson, in his recent work about magic of the Arbatel, is trying to explain this old grimoire in more detail, so you can find it also on the Amazon. This old grimoire Arbatel the Magia Veterum is not only one source. We know that with these old ancient Olympian spirits can be found also described in the workings of a very famous doctor of medicine and alchemy and occultist, Dr. Paracelsus, of course. And also we can find a lot of interesting information in the books of Agrippa of Nettesheim, in these 3 books of on occult magic. And there is also mostly his second book on the occult magic, and also in his 4th book about by Agrippa of Nettesheim. But the 4th book, it's questionable whether he was the author or not. but in his fourth book about the occult theory, you can find also more information. Agrippa of Nettesheim had also like a teacher, Johannes Tritemius, and also this goes further down to the Greek. Yeah, if we speak, you can find a lot of mentionings of celestial bodies, celestial intelligences also in the philosophical works of Plotinus. But the main book is Arbatel Magia Veterum, and as it goes with all these books, there are so many publications about Arbatel. The first was in Basel, in Switzerland, but later on there are German translations. I think Andreas Lupius translated them, so you can go into the history and search about it. But later on, I think that the newest one is annotated by Mr. Joseph H. Peterson. It's called Arbatel Concerning the Magic of the Ancients, and that's a quite good one. So, what is inside of this? How does this even like work, or is this like a specific magic system, or is it it's just trying to support Goetia? No, this is like a really specific type of occult system. You can work only with the Olympian spirits or with the magic of the planets. This book Arbatel can be also worked. You can also use the knowledge and first connect with the Olympian spirits in your invocation, and later on work with the spirits from Goetia. But the theory behind it is very interesting. Basically, this is a magic system that, according to Arbatel, divides the whole universe into the so-called 196 provinces. And these 196 provinces, this is a specific numerologic number, are divided between 7 Olympian spirits that are ruling over them. Although we have like the representation of there is a planet, for example, like let's say Saturn, but there is a specific spirit that it's not called Saturn, but it's residing within this current of Saturn. And for example, it has his own sigil, and his name is Aratron, for example. Aratron also means the alchemist, and he commands 49 provinces, and also within these provinces he commands, according to Arbatel, 17,640,000 spirits. So if you compare it with these legions from Clavicula Salomon, so poor spirits compared to the Olympian spirits. They had like, I don't know, 49 legions. Of course, these legions might have also millions of spirits, but here we have really strange numbers. And there is this general spirit like Aratron for Saturn. There are other spirits for example, for Jupiter it's Betor, Phalek for Mars. He leads 35 provinces. He is ruling over the Sun. Hagit over Venus. Ophiel over Mercury, and Fool over Moon. They have also, and the descriptions of these spirits and sigils are they have their own description. So I will, what I did in my workings, I was trying to contact mostly with the spirit of with the planet of Saturn during the Saturnian hour. Because the energy of the planet is, I think, containing a lot of ancient wisdom. Although the planet has a god of Chronos, of time, the intelligence or the main spirit for this planet is called Aratron. Aratron is also an alchemical term for internal transformation and internal alchemy, so we are also connecting with this. And also Aratron later on, outside of this book, Arbatel the Magia Veterum, in Kabbalistic knowledge, we also can find out that these spirits are residing also in specific sephirots of Kabbalistic tree. So is Aratron a demon or is it an angel? That was something that I really wanted to later on find out. And I would say that they are really specific. They are neither angels and neither demons, because it's like celestial intelligence, like some kind of amalgamations of all these energies. Through Aratron, the energy of Saturn flows, and when you connect with the Aratron, you get into he is a gatekeeper, let's say this way. Through him you can speak to the higher spheres of gods, for example with the sphere of Kronos, to understand the time, to understand the workings of the universe. But Aratron is a principle of duality, and Aratron has also a responsible angel and responsible demon with him. So this goes deeper and deeper, and I am speaking just only about Saturn. So this huge structure of angels, demons, intelligences, spirits applies to each specific planet and moon and sun as well. So just with Saturn, we know that Aratron commands these millions of spirits. There is also there is an archangel connected with the Saturn and with Aratron. The name of the archangel is Tzadkiel, and Tzadkiel is by himself is ruling over a specific type of angels that are called Order of Thrones, and they are called Aralim, these angels within Tzadkiel's realm. But there is also an opposite of Tzadkiel. Tzadkiel is something used mostly in Kabbalah. Yeah, but I was not working with Kabbalic and with Archangel. I was trying to connect only with Aratron, and then there is Archangel, and then there is demon, and the demon is called Zazel. It's not Azazel, it's Zazel. And here we come into one very interesting thing. For example, for Saturn, there is a common mistake by so many occultists, but even very known occultists. They are using the sigil of Azazel, this famous sigil here, and it's not the sigil of Azazel. It's the sigil of Saturn that was used by Agrippa of Nettesheim for planet Saturn. And it's this planet Saturn, little bit rotated sigil as here, is also a sigil of Zazel. Zazel is the demon of Saturn. They are two absolutely different entities. So of course so many people are invoking Azazel with this sigil, which is not correct sigil for him, but he still replies. But maybe for future, if you will be using sigil, try to invoke your own for Azazel, because you are calling on the wrong number. You are calling Zazel. He understands, I think, now, but it's not the correct symbol. Other thing is that there is also Planetary Intelligence, which is very specific entity. It's below Aratron. It's something between this angel and Zazel, and it's called Agiel. It has its own sigil as well. So and so you can if we look at this planetary intelligence in this as Saturn as such through this general intelligence of Aratron, it contains a lot of energy currents, angelic, Enochian, demonic, star intelligences. So it's entire magical system that you can work with. You can, I understand it might be a little bit complex, and it is. It's good to read the Arbatel, but also very good book to maybe to give you better, more understanding how these entities are, what is the organization behind them, is David Rankin's Practical Planetary Magic. This is a small gem, this book. It can be acquired on Amazon. Maybe I will do a review about it later on. So there are also like other things how to work with these planetary intelligences. They have their specific hours, specific days. For example, day of Saturn is Saturday, because the days are practically named after these Olympic spirits, Olympian spirits, and also specific hours. And I can just compare. For example, you know that I work with Belial, and always when I work with Belial, I felt very similar energy to the energy of Saturn, because this is really nocturnal energy, and I am now trying always to invoke the spirit during these specific hours. I did an experiment recently to invoke or to work with Saturn and with Saturnian energies. It is hard. Yeah, it is recommended to work maybe with the energy of Sun first, or of Moon. It's only because my planetary chart is that way that I felt that I might be ready for it. But you can really feel heavily the impact of this planetary intelligence coming up onto you. If you do these invocations during these hours for several days, during the day, and then during the night, it can change a lot of things in you. You can use a specific connection with this planet for your own workings, like Sun. Yeah, Sun is used as these specific concepts of. You can do specific ritual, for example, for healing, for illumination, to increase your individuality, to develop your leadership skills. These type of things are maybe connected with Sun. Yeah, they are. We know, for example, that Sun has also specific deities connected with the Sun, Baal, yeah, or Helios, or Lug, Mithras. Yeah, so many these solar deities can work through the power of the Sun. So you really go into something very ancient, something that even gods maybe take their power, as said. And for those of you that don't work only with Goetia, but are also thinking about theurgy, or working with Enochian energies, with so-called angels, yeah, that try to go deeper into Kabbalah, this is also a way to go. So it's very specific magical system that is compliant with Goetia, but it's not only about demons, but it's about it is about these currents of energy, or that even our own realities come from. These are not only planets; the planets are only representations of these higher realms, like Plotinus says. So maybe later on, of course, there are so many additional techniques and schools and magical tools related to the Olympian spirits. There are gemology, for example, the magic of gems. These gems, they can be attributed to the specific energy of specific planet. So if you will learn a little bit into this, your practice as, for example, even as a demonologer will become much more successful. I felt really strange things while working with Saturn. Also during the day and also during the night, after I worked with him or invoked him, I felt the position of Saturn. Even during day, I knew, like unconsciously, where the planet is positioned to the position of the Earth. And if you, for example, work with a spirit and you always think about which side should I position my altar, for example, and you have this in so many books, people say you do it on the north with that one, connect with Lucifer on the east, connect with Leviathan on the west. I think it's much more effective to understand which planet or which planetary intelligence is connected with that spirit. And you can orientate your altar to the position of that specific planet, to the Earth, at specific hour or specific day, well, specific hour. This makes the ritual very strong. Friends, if you have been working with the Olympian spirits and you would like to share your experience or you would like to learn more about them, I can do specific videos about them later. This video is mostly like the introduction to the very complex magical system, introduction to the theurgic system, working with these planetary spirits, let's call them, and it requires much more time and other videos. So if you are interested, I can continue and speak maybe also about other planets later. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video and speak to you next time. Take care.